とう。あなたが私のマスターか。
Yes, I am going to be doing this, Chibits. I am here to bring all of you my first ever visual novel Let's Play of Fate Stay Night. This has been requested for a very long time, and I decided I am going to be trying this out. This is a trial run, and this is kind of a test just to see if you Chibits want me to do more stuff like this. And so, since I have been requested to read the visual novel for a very long time now, I thought the best way to enjoy the visual novel is by experiencing it with all of you for the first time. Now, I have read the prologue in the past, so some of the things I know of, and if you did not know, I have prior experience with the anime of Unlimited Blade Works, and also with the original Fate Stay Night 2006. I have previous experiences with the series, so I'm not really a complete noob to Type Moon and Fate Stay Night, but I do know that the visual novel has a lot more details compared to what the anime had shown. And so, I'm going to be doing my first ever Let's Play of Fate Stay Night. So let me know in the comments if you all want more stuff like this, because it really entirely depends on that. But anyways, let us start this ride. Now, I think majority of the voices are going to be acting, so there's not really going to be much ongoing talking from me. I will be talking about certain scenes and stuff, but majority of it, this is kind of just them talking. But one of these days, depending on your guys' reaction, I might add a camera to the side while I do this, for you can see my face while I'm also making these vids. So that could be another thing I can add for part 2 of Fate Stay Night. So yeah, look forward to that. I might add a camera to the side if you all want it. So let's start. She asked in a voice that lights up the darkness.
召喚に従い参上した。
Ah, those words. The voice acting is nice.
これより我が剣はあなたと共にあり、あなたの運命は私と共にある。
Yes, the contract has been complete. When she chose me as her master, I'm sure I swore to help her too. The moonlight still lights up the darkness. As if following the night's example, the shed again falls silent. Time has stopped. The scene lasts less than a second. But I'm sure I'll remember this scene vividly even when I've gone to hell. The face slightly turned. The quiet green eyes. The instant becomes an eternity. The blue outfit symbolizing her sways in the wind. A faint blue light filters in. The golden hair shines in the moonlight. Good start so far. Very good start. Fate. So we are on the Fate route. I'm doing this blind, so I know there's a couple bad endings to the Fate series, but I'm doing this blind. So whatever ending I get is what I get. So yeah, this is all blind. This is a story from 10 years ago. I'm watching someone I know very well. A tall man with a deep-featured face who, to my knowledge, has never told a joke, is patting my head. No, that's not quite right. I guess he doesn't know how much strength to use, so to be more accurate, he's grabbing my head and mashing it around. I guess that's only to be expected. After all, that's the first time he's ever patted my head. I'll have to get going now. You know what to do now, right? I answered the deep voice with a polite, yes. The man patting my head nods once again. Let's go. And stands up. So that was it. If I had known then that it was our final moment together, I would have made him laugh with my best jokes. I had practiced telling jokes a lot and hoped that I could bring a smile to his grave face. I guess you could say I was sad that I couldn't tell him any of them. Put the association in your debt by the time you mature. I'll let you decide what to do after that. You should be able to take care of yourself. Even though he said such things, I guess he was still worried. He told me about the heirloom jewels, the jewels inherited from the master, and how to manage the basement. As he was telling me all the things I didn't yet know, I realized even as a child that most likely he wouldn't be coming back. A war had started. Not a war between countries, but a war between people. But the only ones at war were 7 people. In a situation like this, the word war should be unsuitable, but here it's a different story, as the one in conflict are Magi. The 7 Magi, each from a different faction, had started to compete for unknown reasons and killed each other in unknown ways. The man standing before me was one of them. He too was in a position to kill or be killed. He must have known more keenly than I did that his time was near. Rin, the Holy Grail will appear eventually. It is our duty as the Tosaka family to win it. More importantly, if you want to be a magus, you can't avoid it. Once more, he patted my head and left. That was the end. That was the last time I saw the man who had entered the Holy Grail War as a master and died. The man who was my teacher as well as my father. That's sad. I see him off politely. I knew I was on the verge of crying, but I shed no tears. I loved him. He was a great father and a great magus. Among Magi, there are only obstinate people. In the whole world, I don't think anyone had a better character than his. He taught me as a teacher and loved me as a father. That's why I decided to choose my path according to what he left me in the end. Rin, the Holy Grail will appear eventually. It is our duty as a Tosaka family to win it. More importantly, if you want to be a magus, you can't avoid it. In the end, he left me those words as a magus and not as a father. That is why at that moment, my path was determined. It's only natural for a student to follow the words of their teacher. Since then, through many twists and turns, I, Tosaka Rin, have matured. It's been 10 years since the winter day on which my father went to war. I haven't exactly been waiting for this moment, but I am excited. That's only natural. The event I have never forgotten about is about to start. And we begin the journey of Fate Stay Night. We're doing like the prologue with Rin. Kind of like the first episode, or episode 0 of Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Something is ringing. Bring, 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 bring. The sound doesn't stop. It rings loudly as if I'm an enemy. It should let me sleep in a bit longer. No, it has to let me sleep in. I was deciphering my father's will until early this morning, and I've used up too much magical energy. In other words, my mind and body are dead tired. Bring, 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 bring. The alarm clock doesn't speak my language. So why does the ringing sound like it's telling me you're going to be late? Well, that depends on the situation. I'm a good student, but maybe I can get to school at the last moment just for today. Huh? Isn't that strange? I look at the alarm clock drowsily. The clock is pointing exactly at 7. I usually get up at 6:30, so the spare 30 minutes have already been used up. Oh, why can't I think when I wake up? I stare at the alarm clock for several seconds. Shutting it off, I decide to get out of bed. Passing through the cold hallway, I enter the cold living room. It's 7 o'clock on the last day of January. Fuyuki City is usually pretty warm in the winter, but this morning it's as cold as any other city. I can even see my breath indoors, and on top of that, there's no one else in the house to warm it up. Turning on the heater, I head to the bathroom. At times like this, living on your own is inconvenient. If there were someone to wake up before me, the living room would be warm by now. That's kind of sad. The lonely life struggle. I wash my face at the sink. I brush my long hair and get ready. A cold morning, a cold sink. The only advantage is that the cold water clears your sleepiness completely. Kind of sad. Shows what life she lives. I tie my ribbon and I'm all ready. All I have to do is eat breakfast and head out. Looking at the clock, it's only a bit past 7, and I'm a bit disappointed. Then again, I would never do anything as clumsy as running to school anyway. It is the custom of the Tosaka family to act with composure and elegance at all times. Taking a custom like that seriously must mean that my family originated from a very high-class background indeed. Owning this old Western-style mansion is proof of that, and on top of it, the Tosaka family is a bloodline of sorcerers able to use the power of magic. If you're talking about age, our family has an ancient history. Well, actually, I can't speak openly about it at all. Oh, by the way, I, Tosaka Rin, am a magus. Who on earth can I brag to like that? Magic is just what it sounds like. Magic. I don't care if you get the ideas like abracadabra or whatever. You can just think of as people who do strange things by casting spells like Avada Kedavra! Oh, thought it's not like... Though it's not like we fly around on brooms or make stars appear with a wave of a wand. Well, we could do that, but we don't bother as it's kind of meaningless. Wow, shots fired at Harry Potter. We're basically heretics who hide ourselves from the world. We're prohibited from standing out, and even if we weren't, we would rather be at home studying magic. On top of that, the word sorcerer is completely inaccurate. To be precise, there are only 5 sorcerers in the world. Things no one can do, things beyond the ability of modern science, the ones who can make such miracles are the ones we call sorcerers. Miracles that can never be achieved, regardless of time or effort, those we call sorcery. Those things that are mysterious but achievable with time and effort, those we call magic. That's why what I do is called magic rather than sorcery. It's complicated, but that's how it is, so just accept it. Well, to be honest, the modern world doesn't recognize the existence of Magi. As we believe control and learn things are immeasurable, our existence is incompatible with the modern world, because it's kind of meaningless. Going to a normal school and becoming a normal adult will bring you far more happiness than studying magic. Human technology is great. In the past few hundred years, it has been leading the way ahead of magic. Nothing is impossible for humans. The miracle once only possible through magic are now tools and not miraculous at all. Still, magic has its good points. Just as there are things possible only through science, there are also things possible only through magic. It was the master of the Tosaka family who said that if science is moving towards the future, magic moving towards the past. That foreshadowing, damn. Something about the past and the future ending up at the same place, everything always running towards the 0 point. Let's put off all the difficult discussions. They should wait until we're old. Finishing breakfast, I grab my bag. I don't really want to take the thing to school, but it would be a waste just to leave it here. This thing is 100 years old after all. It's by far the greatest jewel in the house. No, that's an understatement. It's much stronger than that. I found this after decoding Father's will last night. It contains the equivalent of 10 years of my magical energy. Holy shit, that's a lot. That was said to be an heirloom, and this might well be it. We, the Magi of the Tosaka family, are skilled at transformation of power. We put our magical energy into jewels whenever we have the free time. To put it simply, the jewels are bullets and we are the gun. The only other thing I could say I received from my father is the magic crest of the Tosaka family engraved on my left arm. In essence, this is the proof of the successor, and it's like a tattoo that condenses all the inherited magic of the Tosaka family.
まだ始まったわけじゃないけど、用心に越したことはないか。
I'll put the pendant, which could now be said to be my father's memento, into my pocket.
切り札だものね。これに秘められた魔力ならできないことはないぐらいなんだし。
It's 7:30. I should get going, or I'll be late for school. Whoa, that's weird. I'll weave my words of magical energy quickly. Being a magus, I can't let my guard down when leaving my house, even though there's never been a single robber, wandering child, nor a stray cat. And I don't think my neighbor has ever come to say hello either.
別にいいけどね。野良猫でさえ入ってこないってどういうことよ。
I look up at the mansion I've grown so accustomed to over the years. Fuyuki is certainly a strange city with many Western-style houses on this side of town, and an area full of Japanese-style houses just beyond the intersection. I guess it's because many foreign families came to live here a long time ago, but even so, I don't see many foreigners around here now. There's a foreigner's cemetery in the new city across the river, but it only has the graves of the first generation of families.
日本の土が合わなかったのかな。
I'll go to the church and ask the priest sometimes. He knows about lots of boring things. Rejoice! Oh, man.
あれ？
Stepping outside, I feel a certain incongruity.
なんだろう。思ったより静かなんですけど。
It's especially quiet when no sense of the morning's noisiness. At 7:30, the streets should be filled with students going to school and people going to work.
まあ、こういう日もあるか。
Perhaps everyone slept in today. It's unusually cold, so I bet everyone's still wrapped up in their warm beds. Hmm.
けどさすがに。
It's strange that I haven't seen even one student so far. At 7:30, you can usually see people in uniforms here and there. But I'm the only person at school gate, and it looks like the clubs are just starting their morning practice. In other words, the only explanation is...
あれ、遠坂?
You're early.
やっぱりそうきたか。
With a small sigh, I turned to the girl who addressed me.
おはよう。今日も寒いね、こりゃ。
This girl speaking so frankly is Zuri Ayako. She's my classmate in class 2A, and there are a lot of stories about her.
おはよう、三辻さん。つかぬことを聞くけど、今何時だかわかる？
ん？何時って7時前じゃない。遠坂寝ぼけてる？
She waves her hand in front of me, wondering if I'm alright. She is one of the few friends who know I am not a morning person. In other words, she thinks I'm not fully awake yet.
うちの時計1時間早かったみたい。しかも軒並み。目覚まし時計はおろか、柱時計まできっかり早まってた。
Really, just what's going on here? Did father arrange for all the clocks to go mad when the pendant was removed from the basement?
遠坂?
気にしないで。別に大したことじゃないから。それより、三辻さんは今日も朝練？
ええ、弓道部は問題児も多いし、うまいのが一人減ったからね。4月の新入生獲得のために少しぐらいは見栄えを良くしとかないと。
そう。気苦労が絶えないのね、相変わらず。
他人事だからって言ってくれるわ。あ、ついでだから見ていく？遠坂が見学する分には男どもも喜ぶけど。
弓道部か。
I have 3 acquaintances in the archery club. One is Ayako, the person before me right now, and the other 2 are people I barely talk to. And for one of those 2, the word acquaintance doesn't really suffice. I became friends with Ayako because I had been watching the archery club from afar.
そうね。様子を見るだけなら付き合うわ。早く来すぎたからやることもないし。
よし、じゃあ善は急げ。早速行こう。
And I think this is a good stopping point. So I want to end this video here. And tell me if you all want more. Depending on all of your reactions to this video, I will gladly make more Fate Stay Night visual novel Let's Plays, and I will be able to have this journey with all of you at the exact same time. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Give me your honest thoughts, and if you want me to add a camera to the side, I could do that as well for the next video, so I'm going to wait until I see everybody's reactions before I go any further with the story. I'm not going to do any, recording on ahead. I'll just wait to see what all of you think. So I think I'm going to save this now. So yeah, you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.